where you're actually exposed to the on-ground reality. You're expected to live a life of the sales executive for a few months so that you understand that what are the real challenges that those people face and how can you increase the productivity, what are the gaps, and essentially only then you'll be equipped with enough knowledge and understanding of the market that you'll be able to build strategy. I still remember the first day I entered the college. I was very nervous and I felt inferior. So I calculated my opportunity cost while making a decision. Pehle LinkedIn pe likha, somebody reached out for ghostwriting. So I understood that okay, somebody can actually pay me for writing a post for them. My parents were like कि तुमने अपना Instagram का reel जो बनाया है तो उसका तो views दिख रहा है 200k. I have saved 100% of my salary.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me, Shruti. That too in a completely different city. Thank you for hosting us and agreeing to do this candid conversation with me.
Oh, that's completely my pleasure.
What I usually do is I start with a person's background, schooling, college, decision to do an MBA and job if they're doing. But let's take a different route with you.
Okay.
Because your role is so interesting, I want to start with your post-MBA job and then maybe go back into the directions, into the decisions that have landed you here. Does that work for you?
Okay, let's do that way.
Okay. So, please tell us about your current role. How did you land up there? And what does a day in your life look like right now after having graduated from IIM Visakhapatnam 2 to 3 months ago?
So as she mentioned that I completed my MBA 3 to 4 months ago from IIM Visakhapatnam, and I did my MBA in marketing and strategy, majors and minors. So it is because of all the extracurricular activities that I was really interested to throughout my school life, my college life, and I was a part of Rotary, Rotaract, which also gave me a sense that I'm more interested into leadership roles, more interested in talking to people in the front end roles and not just good in coding. So while I was doing my training for my engineering wala job, I got placed into the end of third year. And that is when I was doing my training, and my day back then looked like logging on at 9 AM in the morning or 10 AM in the morning and logging off by 5-6. तो वो काम आता है पर आपको अच्छा लगता है या नहीं लगता है, still a question. And that is the time when I actually thought about it, that I want to get into a role which involves people, which involves communication, which involves leadership and decision making some point of time. And that is how I actually discovered my leadership and creative side, and I wanted to do MBA into that. So now when I went into MBA, like all the people who are interested into marketing think of it as very creative and something which is related to branding, advertising or fancy terms. कुछ वैसा ही outlook मेरा भी था. But when I went in the college, तब मुझे पता चला कि most of the roles which are related to consumer market, pharma, FMCG, goods जो बनते हैं, उसके लिए first you need to understand the ground reality. तो पहले sales करना पड़ेगा, and then you really get into the marketing, branding, advertising and strategy
all the creative
stuff.
roles.
Yeah. So I sat for a sales and marketing internship. So it was my first shortlist. Then I converted that internship. I did my internship at Integrace, and it was a sales and marketing internship. I got a PPO, and yeah, that's how I landed up here. Currently, I'm working as a management trainee, again in sales and marketing. And to just brief you, a management trainee program is basically a program where you have usually 6 months to 1 year of stint, wherein the stint is divided into 3 or 4 parts, and you get exposure wherein you are exposed to different domains like sales, like product, strategy, marketing, branding, operations, or maybe any other domain that is relevant to your industry, your domain of interest, or the role that you might take up after 6 months or 1 year. So as of now, I am a management trainee and my sales stint is going on. I live in Jaipur, Rajasthan. And the beauty about having this role is you get exposure of different cities and different parts of India or wherever you're working. So yeah, that's briefly everything about whatever I'm doing.
So let's say there's someone who does not know a lot about sales, and this is just an introductory crash explainer for them. So what exactly do you do on the ground? How do you sell whatever that you're selling? We can even touch that you're into pharmaceutical sales.
Yeah.
So what exactly goes on the field? How you meet the MRs or doctors because you're in the pharmaceutical space? If it was not the case, how does retail sales work? Like just a brief explainer for people who don't know what sales actually is.
Okay. So to start with, a lot of people have negative image about sales, and we think that we have to push the products, we have to like convince the people, we have to sell it. But when you come to the market, obviously you have to communicate, obviously you have to convince people, obviously you have to push the products, but it's not necessarily B2C or door-to-door sales or anything like that. So here the context is really different. It's mostly you meet the distributors, the retailers, the pharmacies, or in case of pharma specifically, there are different channels. So the very common and traditional channel is the trade channel, wherein there is a manufacturer. So the scale that we have is manufacturer, the carry forwarding agents, then the distributors or the stockist, and then the retailer who is a pharmacy owner, and likewise. Now, if you convert the same model into, say, FMCG, it would usually be a wholesaler, a distributor, and the grocery, the kirana shop.
The final.
Here as a sales executive or say an MR who is a medical representative, they usually meet people who give them orders. So there is a distinction between FMCG ka sales or consumer industry ka sales and pharmaceuticals ka sales. Why I say that is because an MR is responsible for generating the demand, and he or she is also responsible for fulfilling the demand. So how does he generate the demand? Is he meets the doctor.
Okay.
And only when the doctor writes your medicine or your product or your brand on the prescription, the demand has been fulfilled by the chemist. And again, the same line comes up: chemist, stockist, distributor, CFA, etc. But here in FMCG, the demand is generated by your advertising essentially, which is your TV commercial, your digital marketing, word of mouth, or anything else. And the consumer has the complete power to buy it. So the difference in these two sales is different. But essentially, you meet the retailers, the distributors, the stockists, and in pharma, the add-on is you also meet the doctors. Yeah.
So where do the MBAs come into? Like I understand what MRs do, but where do the MBA grads who are pushed into sales roles, where do they come in the picture? Who are they convincing, or what are they managing?
Okay. So as an MBA graduate, the first thing that you do after joining a consumer product company would be you'll join in as a management trainee. And you essentially do not work directly on advertisements, on brands, or on products, and you're not really into the creative or the strategy side of it. You're first being sent to different locations where you're actually exposed to the on-ground reality. You're expected to live a life of the sales executive for a few months so that you understand that what are the real challenges that those people face, and how can you increase the productivity, what are the gaps, and essentially only then you'll be equipped with enough knowledge and understanding of the market that you'll be able to build strategy. Because what we learn in case studies is, I feel, more of theoretical knowledge wherein we understand how to make strategies, but we really are not equipped with enough knowledge to understand how the execution will happen. So that is where this management trainee program comes in. Coming back to your question, to connect with it is, what are MBAs doing in it? First, we learn what existing industry people are doing, what is happening in the market, what is the ground reality. We actually get our hands dirty. We travel to tier 1, 2, 3 cities. We have rural immersion programs. We actually do everything that a sales executive does. And we learn everything about the market, how products are sold, how the chain works, everything. And essentially after the management trainee program, you're either sent to any of the domains, as I said, as marketing, branding, strategy, product, everything, or you're made the first line manager in sales, which is an area sales manager or a district sales manager. Titles different ho sakte hain, but essentially it's the first line manager who manages the team of sales executives or the medical representatives.
Wow, sounds really interesting. And I'm guessing that it requires a lot of fieldwork. I know it's been just a few months, but what has your experience like doing these sales stints on the ground, traveling, like you said, to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities? What have been your crazy experiences like? I know you just mentioned before that you've been traveled on a truck, you've traveled on trains, cars, buses, even tum-tums, whatnot. What has the experience been like, and how difficult is it?
Okay, so starting with the modes of transport, I have traveled using an auto rickshaw, an e-rickshaw, AC bus, non-AC bus. Then I've traveled
trains, flights.
Everything that you can mention and is feasible to use. I've traveled through most of it. And as you've mentioned, abhi to ek hi mahina hua hai as I've started my management trainee, but I was in the same company in a similar kind of role and in the industry through my summer internship also.
Yeah.
So in my stint, I was expected or I was allotted 13 cities. So I had to visit 13 cities in a matter of 1 month.
So
And
that
then-
means roughly every second day you were traveling.
Yeah, every second day, intra-city. And in the city also, I used to travel every day. So, yeah, it is very, the frequency that you travel intra and inter is very high. And how tough is it? I think initially it is very tough. The major challenges that you face is if you're particularly unaware of the territory, you have to figure out where to live, where can you eat regularly, because everything changes so fast that you don't settle down.
Yep.
So you have to constantly search for food options, for accommodations, and if you're not really traveling intra-city and in the same city, even then the challenges be like, किसी दिन बहुत ज़्यादा धूप है, किसी दिन बारिश है, किसी दिन ठंडी है, तो weather conditions impact. Being a girl, I have a certain challenges like I may be on my menstruating days and I internally have pain. या मुझे कभी washroom जाना है and I'm traveling and I'm not able to use public washrooms. So ऐसी कुछ चीजें हो सकती है which are challenges. But eventually, I feel that you get immune to travel and you develop a sense of understanding and you become so confident that you easily tackle it. But of course, the transition is painful and difficult also. Yeah.
But you get used to it.
Yeah, and that is what you're expected to. That is why you're made to go through it so that you understand the challenges and so that you know how to overcome it.
So you develop what works for you, and maybe you can even pass it on to your subordinates.
Right.
This worked for me. Why
Right.
not try this? Something like that. So the things that you keep in mind while you're building strategies, let's say for the MRs or anyone who works under you. Wow. So one thing that I don't know, my audience is aware or not, but the gender ratio in sales jobs is very poor. What has been your experience as a woman facing the ground realities, and do you think the problem is that women are not competent, women are not facing this job, or has it something to do with the ecosystem that's not pushing a lot of women into these roles? What have you seen?
Okay, so very nascent stage I am at to really make a bold statement on it. But in my experience, throughout whatever days I've traveled and worked, I feel it's not about competence. It's not about courage. Women these days are competent. Women these days are courageous. But there are certain issues in the field and the people in the existing environment are very accustomed to treat men.
Okay.
Yeah. So suddenly when a woman starts working in the same role, the transition is happening in India, but abhi bhi pura nahi hua hai. Secondly, the challenges for women in the field are a slight different than men. Like physiologically, women are different. So if I am traveling and I am on my period days, for example, as I said, and I'm traveling intra-city. So now I might be using a local transport like a non-AC or an AC bus. So I get down at a bus stop and I find the public washrooms are really not good. And
Not
we know
usable.
the conditions of washrooms and stuff in the Indian market, or specifically in the tier 2, 3 or छोटे गाँव शहर वाले washrooms and everything. तो वो वाले situations में difficulties तो आती है. So I feel the ecosystem is not really supportive 100% abhi, but it's not like women are not managing it or women are not in these roles. Nowadays we see a lot of women on the field, a lot of women working on petrol pumps, in the sales teams also. A lot of sales executives I see are women these days. A lot of medical reps I see are women these days. So yeah, they're learning to manage it, or maybe they're already able to manage it.
And you are a testament, and I'm sure you will develop your system. You will figure out how to make this easier for yourself and just thrive. So let's come to your time at IIM Visakhapatnam.
Okay.
I know, like even for me, it was like the best 2 years, and I'm sure it was very similar for you.
Yeah.
I've seen that on your stories and your reels. So yeah, but I know the reality is very different, can be different, or some or less similar. How was your time at IIM Visakhapatnam? Like, take us through the beginning. You land there, how chaotic, how hectic, and then how do you slowly transition, finding your rhythm, finding what is working for you, what is not?
One word to describe my experience at IIM Visakhapatnam would be, okay, 2 words: roller coaster. So the ride was definitely a roller coaster ride. Some days were really fun, happening, event life. Some days were really down, where a lot of submissions, projects, stress, assignments, and 100 more things that you pull out for yourself, कि ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. And in between, sometimes because you're amidst so many competent and one of the most intelligent minds around you, so वो वाला चीज भी होता है कि okay, am I worth it? Am I doing good? Am I actually working on myself? So it was a mix of everything, as I mentioned: fun, stress, sometimes anxiety, sometimes productivity. Most of the times chasing productivity. So a mix of all of these things. To start with, that how was my time at IIM Visakhapatnam? I still remember the first day I entered the college. I was very nervous and I felt inferior. Now I know the word inferior for me entering in the college would be a little extreme, but I really felt like that. I felt inferior, and the reason was, so while I was traveling, मैं ट्रेन से ट्रैवल कर रही थी मम्मी पापा के साथ. They came to drop me at IIM Visakhapatnam, and I could see a bunch of people, like 5 or 6 of them, were traveling to IIM Visakhapatnam, and I guessed it. Okay. But I was not really sure, so I didn't go up and talk to them. And I saw them, and वो सबकी age, I mean, not really right to quote, but वो सबकी age seemed like 26 to 30 के बीच में.
Oh.
So our batch was a work-ex heavy batch. और ये मुझे पता था कि बहुत सारे लोगों का work-ex है. And I was a fresher. उसमें भी मुझे ये पता था कि बहुत सारे लोग IITs और NITs से आ रहे हैं. And I come from a private engineering college, and I come from a tier 2-3 city wala environment and not really exposed to Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore wali life. Not really have been into people surrounded by IITians, or I am maybe बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग थे who came working in big fours. तो ये सारी चीजों से what I had an image is that they're all better than me because they come from places and have better exposure and more exposure than me, which is true. But that didn't make me any less, is what I learned after having that journey. So I remember I entered college, and the first person I met on the gate was a girl, and she had 4 years of work-ex in Deloitte. Okay. The second thing I do is enter the college and go to my room, check-in वगैरह किया hostel में. The second person I meet, she was also from Deloitte with 5 years of work-ex. Then I went for snacks in the cafeteria. I met a person, he was from PwC. Then ऐसे ही 2-4 incidences होते गए, and I was like, okay, everybody comes with good tags, good college tags, good brand tags, have great work-ex, and what do I tell them in return? It's not like I didn't have things to tell, but मुझे लगता था कि ये चीजें छोटी है, and मेरे लिए तब वो चीजें बहुत बड़ी लगती थी. तो वो पहले दिन का experience made me even more inferior, and मुझे बहुत लगा कि okay, I think it's too early to come here. शायद गलत टाइम पे सही जगह आ गई हूँ, या शायद गलत टाइम पे गलत जगह आ गई हूँ. ये मुझे पहले दिन लगा. The second day when I actually went, I met 2-3 freshers, and तब बात की, and they felt the same. So I had a talk with one of my friend, and as soon as we connected, we started talking. She was like, यार कितने सारे लोगों का work-ex है, and are there even 10 of us like us? So हमने बात की, and then we realized that okay, I am not the only one feeling this. There are many more people. So maybe I am at the right place. Just I am feeling कि थोड़ा early आ गए. But eventually, when I sat in the class, जो classes start हुए, जो competitions start हुए, so I realized that everybody has a different perspective. Now, what I learned being a fresher there was that you can't compare your day 1 with somebody's day 100 or day 1000 or somebody's work-ex of 3 years. So you're really not going to solve a same question of accounts or finance in 2 minutes if a person who has worked in finance for 2 years does it in 2 minutes. अगर तुम एक्सेल पे कुछ काम कर रहे हो तो तुम पहले दिन से उसको 1 मिनट में नहीं कर सकते हो, और अगर बाजू वाला कर रहा है तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि तुम्हें नहीं आता है. It's because he has been doing or working on Excel for 3 years. So again, you can't compare your day 1 to somebody's day 100 or 1000, and that is what I learned. And धीरे धीरे I realized that I also have something to offer, and I bring value to the table.
Of course.
And that really helped me. फिर I applied to PlaceCom. So I always had this thing that I want to get into one of those committees that works really hard or is active in the college. And मैं अपने UG में cultural committee में थी. So now this time I wanted to try something different and also be very active other than academics. So my goal in MBA was not really like excelling in academics. I wanted to do 10 different things, have a wider exposure. So I applied for PlaceCom, and that's a different story anyway, that how did my selection process and the other ride that happened. But then I landed up there, and out of 22, I think only 2 of us were freshers there.
Oh, wow.
So that also made me feel proud that okay, I'm able to make it here, but also like okay, बाकी 20 लोग हमसे better काम करेंगे क्या?
Right. Maybe did that help you realize you are at the right place at the right time by the end of 2 years?
Yeah, because you know, getting selected in a committee which is recognized and which is known for working hard, and you get a place into that in your initial first week, did actually give me a sort of validation.
It boosts your confidence.
Yeah, it
so
did boost
much.
my confidence. It gave me validation. It actually made me feel like I made my place, like somewhere, but I made my place. So वो committee selection के बाद हुआ. Then eventually when I started participating into say debate competitions, case competitions, I started taking part in class participation. तो मैं बोलने लगी, तो मुझे लगा कि okay, somebody has a point, and I add on to it, and the professor appreciates. छोटी चीजें, but it kept
little
boosting my
things add up, and then you someday you're like okay, अभी इतना imposter जैसा तो नहीं लग रहा.
हाँ, so within a month or two, I was like okay, guys, I am not early or late.
Oh, ouch, that hurts.
No, they were not late. Everybody had their own timeline and also different goals. So, but धीरे धीरे then it turned positive.
You spoke about how you adjusted and all, and then in term 2, the summers happened, you got into Integrace. All that was smooth. Tell us about what else you did in college and how did content creation come into picture?
Okay. So, as I mentioned, that in the first year, I wanted to be a part of an active committee or a community where I actually get to network, learn from peers, where I actually get opportunities to meet somebody out of the college. मतलब नेटवर्क भी बढ़े, सीखने भी मिले, एक्टिव भी रहूं, एंड एकेडमिक्स के अलावा रेगुलरली करने के लिए भी कुछ हो. तो ये सारी चीजों की वजह से आई जॉइन प्लेसकॉम. देन टू द कोर, आई लव राइटिंग. So even before entering into IIM Visakhapatnam, I used to write advertisement critics on LinkedIn randomly, and ऐसा नहीं था कि बहुत viral होती थी या कुछ होता था. But I remember there was this one tweet and one advertisement critic post I wrote on LinkedIn which went viral. It was about an advertisement by some company, and I raised a question and it went viral. तो तब फिर interest भी बढ़ गया. तो उसके बाद when I went in the college, so then I thought of कि और क्या लिख सकते हैं. Naturally, as I said, that I journal every day because writing comes natural to me. I sometimes used to write on LinkedIn.
Okay.
That was never because of the thought of content creation. It was purely because I like writing. Yeah. Then in the first year, I participated into case competitions. I won 2 of them. Then I was a part of the drama club. So no matter what event in the college, solo drama mein I would want to perform. So my days sometimes looked very hectic. Like morning, सुबह 8 बजे की class शुरू हो रही है, 8:30 classes till 12, 2, sometimes 6. उसके बाद में getting back to room. Then making calls and reaching out to people and doing PlaceCom work. वो 1-2 घंटा चलता था. उसके बाद में we had projects. तो कुछ ना कुछ होता था. Then after that we had PlaceCom meetings. Sometimes event preparations. Sometimes when there are no events, you have case competitions. If you don't have that, then I took up a live project with College Dunya where I worked on their YouTube strategy. So I think this particular project might be the reason that I subconsciously मुझे लगा कि अगर इनके लिए कर सकती हूँ तो शायद खुद भी कर सकती हूँ. Maybe. This is something that I actually thought while talking to Ria, and I didn't realize it before. I mean, I did knew that that might have actually helped me build the confidence and really talk to the camera more often. That gave me confidence and also the habit to do it. But I didn't realize that maybe subconsciously मेरे दिमाग में content creator तब fit हो गया था. तो वो confidence शायद वहाँ से आया. Thank you. Then after that live project, I did a live project with PNG. So 2-3 live projects, 2-3 case competitions.
Wow.
Being in PlaceCom and doing drama for the drama club and events. And yeah, I also took up freelance projects at the end of the first year. And LinkedIn पे कभी-कभी लिख लिया था.
Okay, as a freelance writer on LinkedIn, is it?
Yeah. So I wrote for one of the brand, and that was just out of pure interest. They reached out on LinkedIn that would you like to do this? And I was like, okay, let me try. So I tried that.
Okay, now you're making it sound so easy, but then this is how you started creating content, right? On both YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. So as a creator myself, I know how tough it is. So take us through those days. You don't want to do something like, yeah, sometimes it does get like work कि नहीं आज ये release करना है तो करना है. अब चाहे you have a submission, you have a deadline, you have to learn how to manage your time. You have to deliver if you've promised it to yourself or to a brand.
Yeah.
So how did you manage that?
Okay, so as I mentioned that first year I didn't do content creation. First year the only things I managed in my day-to-day were academics, projects, case competitions, drama club, and life projects. Overly, yeah. Majorly I did these things. Then after first year ka end, jab I had to go for summer internship, so tab one random day I thought of creating a YouTube video because somebody on my LinkedIn post commented that this is really helpful and valuable. Why don't you create a video on this?
Okay.
And then it sparked an idea, and मुझे लगा कि okay, I can talk.
You have created videos for College Dunya. Why not create?
So yeah, in College Dunya, I used to conduct interviews of B school students, asking about their experience and how life in that particular B school that they are learning is, and tips and everything. So I majorly did conduct interviews for that. So that was not my initial idea to create videos, but then this 1, 2, 3 messages that did lie up and they ended up asking me for a video. तो मुझे तब लगा कि शायद वीडियोस बना सकते हैं. एंड वो चीज जब मैं समर इंटर्नशिप में गई तो थ्रू आउट मेरे दिमाग में चलती रही कि बना सकते हैं क्या, बना सकते हैं क्या. एंड मैंने रिटर्न्ड the first day of college, second year, the first day I thought of like, okay, let's do a first day
in second year, is it?
Yeah, first day in second year at IIM. But the YouTube thumbnail still says first day at IIM. So yeah, so that was the first video that I ever created, and luckily, surprisingly, it worked really well. So it shot up. My channel had what, like 3 subscribers when I posted that video. So the 3 subscribers were me, my mom, and my dad. The 3 subscribers after the one video in 12 days converted to 1,000. The views went up more than 20 or 30K, I remember. And वो video फिर viral हो गया था within a span of 10-15 days. And obviously when you try something and you get appreciation, then you would want to continue that, and it eventually led to the part of content creation. So LinkedIn, as I said, was into the picture even before getting into MBA. Came out of interest. YouTube came because subconsciously fit हुआ, फिर लोगों ने बोला वीडियो बनाओ, फिर मुझे लगा मैं बना सकती हूँ. And then again when लोगों ने देखा viral हुआ, तो it all happened because the audience liked it. Maybe I gave it a try, people liked it, I continued. Instagram came into the picture because of brands. So as we create content and the brands reach out to us, so बहुत बार ऐसे होता था कि brands used to ask कि आप reel बनाते क्या Instagram के लिए, and can we collaborate? तो तब मुझे लगता था कि okay, everybody is so active on Instagram, but I wanted to keep my Instagram private. तो मैंने तब नहीं सोचा था कि Instagram पे content बना सकते हैं. But one fine day, I actually saw a reel of a professor or a doctor, I don't remember, and it was a day in my life, and that reel was beautiful. So I thought कि ये YouTube short बना के डालते हैं.
Okay. अभी भी you were not convinced कि public करते हैं.
Instagram पे reel डालने का thought तो था ही नहीं. तो मैंने सोचा कि ठीक है, YouTube short बनाते हैं ऐसा वाला. So I did the a day in my life YouTube short. I posted it on YouTube, and उसमें views नहीं आए ज़्यादा, some 600 views in like a week. I was like, okay, nobody liked it, fine. One random day was like, इसको Instagram पे डाल के देखिए कि same चीज चलेगी क्या, हो सकता है 600 से ज़्यादा views है, maybe people like it. And out of impulse, out of pure impulse, I posted it. And उसके बाद दिवाली थी, तो दिवाली पे मैं घर गई, and my parents were like कि तुमने अपना Instagram का reel जो बनाया है, तो उसका तो views दिख रहा है 200K. And that one day मैं घर गई तो मैंने पूरे दिन Instagram नहीं देखा. But my parents are really into my social channels. They'll see my views and all. They'll appreciate when I don't post अभी. They'll push and say कि तुम करो. तो then I understood कि 24 घंटे में इसके 200K, मतलब 2 लाख लोगों ने ये reel देखी है. So again, the same thing that happened with YouTube happened with IG. So every time I start with a platform और उस पे कुछ viral होता है, it boosts my confidence and it gives me motivation to make more of it.
That's so true. Like intrinsic motivation तो एक चीज है ही, but when you also get extrinsic motivation, validation, or you just see that people are appreciating what you're creating, it pushes you. And like लोग कहते हैं कि intrinsic, जिसको जो करना है वो करेगा, but that external push Like it pushes me on days I don't want to work. So
True.
I can extremely imagine कि results matter.
Yeah.
आप कोई भी चीज करे जाओ, आँख मूंद के करे जाओ, but if you don't see the result, you will after a point get demotivated.
Yeah.
So okay, that's also how like it started for you.
No, but again in the journey into the space that we are talking about, content creation, I think we get trained to not really focus on the things that don't work for us in the longer picture.
Yes.
We only try to tend to focus on things
What
that
is
do work
working,
for us,
yes.
and we take it as motivation. And eventually you learn to ignore the hate, to separate the hate from the constructive criticism, from the motivation, from the appreciation. So मेरे केस में नेगेटिव कमेंट्स और हेट्स ये सब चीजें बहुत ज्यादा नहीं थी, बट कभी कभी आई, एंड इट डिड नॉट एक्ट एज डिमोटिवेशन. सो आई थिंक रिजल्ट्स मैटर, बट देन इवेंचुअली इट कैन मैटर फॉर अ शॉर्टर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. जैसे पहली वीडियो वायरल हुई, मैंने और 2-3-4 बनाई, लेकिन वो सारी हिटअप नहीं हुई, वो सारी वायरल नहीं हुई, तो मैंने छोड़ नहीं दिया. आई कंटिन्यूड एंड इवन टुडे ऐसा नहीं है कि हर जो चीज मैं बना रही हूँ वो अच्छे परफॉर्म कर रही है, बट आई कंटिन्यूड. तो इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन,
या मिक्स ऑफ बोथ. कभी कभी अगर लगातार भी बिल्कुल नथिंग विल वर्क, लाइक थोड़ा डिमोटिवेशन आ जाएगा, बट बीच बीच में सम वर्किंग, सम डूइंग नॉर्मल इज गुड इनफ टू कीप गोइंग, बिकॉज पैशन तो है ही, इंट्रिंसिक भी है, बट वही दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग कि अगर एक्सटर्नल भी मिलता रहता है तो दैट कीप्स यू मोटिवेटेड.
यस.
So we got to know about your time at IMV and so much about you. Let's go back a step. So you are in your undergrad days, which is BTech CSE, and I know that you had a very good job in hand, and then you had also converted IIM Visakhapatnam. So what was going in your head at that time? कि ये ले लेते हैं या should I work and then also try for something better next year? Because कोई time की तो कमी नहीं थी. You could have worked for a year or two and maybe aim for something better, like a better MBA college.
Yeah, like ABC, LKI.
Yeah, कुछ भी. हाँ. So what was the dilemma going on in your head that time? How did you choose this and how has it worked out for you?
Okay. So there are a few concepts that we would touch upon as I answer this question. The first one is why MBA as a fresher essentially is what I want to answer for this. तो पहले तो ये है because let's go back a bit.
Okay.
I was in my 12th, 11th, 12th I prepared for IIT. तो JEE दिया, JEE clear नहीं हुआ. तो as a student in school, I was a very bright and active student who hasn't seen any failures in life, क्योंकि क्लास में भी फर्स्ट सेकंड आ रहे हो, अच्छे से पढ़ रहे हो. कॉलेज में I was a part of debate clubs, I was a part of drama, I went to international theatre. Debate में I used to be like extempore gold medal, debate gold medal. स्कूल में intercity, तो ये सब चीजें होती थी and very appreciated, very bright kid वाला environment है. So that all happened in school, and then I went to 11th, 12th. Now या तो तुम डॉक्टर बनोगे, या तो इंजीनियर बनोगे, या तो सीए बनोगे क्योंकि तुम ब्राइट स्टूडेंट हो. एंड 11th में आई वाज लाइक डॉक्टर नहीं बनूंगी क्योंकि हॉस्पिटल्स डिप्रेसिंग होते हैं, दो आई विजिट हॉस्पिटल्स एवरी डे नाउ, बट डॉक्टर नहीं बनना था, बायोलॉजी नहीं पसंद, हॉस्पिटल नहीं जाना, सीए भी नहीं करना था, तो आई वाज लाइक इंजीनियरिंग. नाउ व्हाट फॉर अ ब्राइट स्टूडेंट, लेट्स गो टू आईआईटी. स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग. 11th के पूरे साल में जब ये जो नेशनल मॉक टेस्ट होते हैं, इसमें रैंक्स बहुत खराब आती थी मेरी.
You mean कोचिंग वाले
या जो ऑनलाइन यू टेक, तो बहुत सारे ऐसे डिफरेंट है जिसमें यू अपीयर फॉर दिस ऑल इंडिया प्रैक्टिस मॉक टेस्ट. तो ऐसे 11th में मैं देती थी, एंड कॉलेज नहीं, सॉरी, द कोचिंग ऑल्सो. तो उसमें भी मार्क्स बहुत एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी अच्छे नहीं आ रहे थे. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वन एग्जाम रूइंड माय आईआईटी, ऐसा नहीं था, वो नहीं ही आ रहे थे. उसके रीजंस मे बी हो सकते हैं कि इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा उन सब्जेक्ट्स में, या मे बी समझ नहीं आ रहा है, पता नहीं. आई ऑल्सो हैपन टू हैव डेंगू एंड एक्सीडेंट एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. would not want to cover up his excuse, but वो 2 साल का पीरियड मुझे सेंस ऑफ अचीवमेंट, अप्रिसिएशन मिल नहीं रहा था, एंड वो रिजल्ट के बाद में आई गॉट डीमोटिवेटेड वेरी बैड. नाउ आईआईटी नहीं मिला, एनआईटी नहीं मिला, गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस जो मिल रहे थे स्टेट वाले, उसमें कंप्यूटर साइंस से आईटी नहीं मिल रहा था, एंड आई डिडंट वांट टू गो फॉर प्रोडक्शन, इलेक्ट्रिकल, एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. आई वाज branch conscious. So because of that I ended up in a private engineering college. Now when I went there, तो हर दिन मुझे ये लगता था कि I have come to a wrong place. I do not belong here. Because the conversations that were happening around, the kind of ambition that people around me were holding, and the kind of things that I wanted to do. जो मैंने अपने लिए सोचा था वो सब नहीं हो रहा था. जो मैंने अपनी कॉलेज लाइफ इमेजिन की थी, जितना अप्रिसिएशन और जो भी कुछ स्कूल लाइफ में होता था, encouragement, वो सब इंजीनियरिंग में नहीं हो रहा था फर्स्ट ईयर में. So I got really demotivated with the results and the kind of environment I will live. I was not living up to my expectations, and obviously when you're in a tier 3 engineering college private, तो फिर ऐसे तो नहीं बोलेगा कोई कि wow you're doing great in life. So वो भी नहीं हो रहा था. That is when I wanted to do everything best with my existing resources. So एक तो मुझे अच्छा brand tag चाहिए था, अच्छा जॉब चाहिए था, या तो आई अगेन वांटेड टू ट्राई फॉर IIMs, IITs. अगर एमटेक करती तो IIT, अगर MBA करती तो IIM. तो फर्स्ट ईयर में सोचा था कि I don't want to settle here. I want to do something better. So I enrolled myself into Rotaract. I enrolled myself into Rotary. Then I was a part of Toastmasters. Then I did again join the debate club of the college, and that is how I ended up being a national debate gold medalist. तो बहुत सारे डिबेट्स देती गई, और ये सब चीजें मैंने की क्योंकि मुझे CV बिल्ड करना था, क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि मे बी a CV that stands out within this set of people also will land me to a better place, and I didn't want to get the same average 3 लाख का जॉब, 3-3.5 लाख का जॉब that IT giants give. तो वो पॉइंट आया थर्ड ईयर में, one company came and I was the only student selected from my entire batch, and I think from my city in that particular company. और वो company का CTC was 2x 3x than the IT giants usually give. So it did boost my confidence. My parents were happy that okay, with the existing resources, you're doing better than
anyone else in your
not anyone else, but their statement was like you're doing better than we expected from the existing resources. So मुझे boost मिला. Now I got placed first in the batch. This meant मैं पूरे placement season खाली बैठी थी. Exactly. तो तब मेरे पास ट्रेनिंग था. तो this company that I was placed into, they gave me a training. I think 4 महीने का ट्रेनिंग था. And ये पूरी ट्रेनिंग में I was supposed to work on particular languages, coding languages. I was told to learn a few things. और ये सब करते करते मेरा schedule बन गया था. सुबह 10 बजे लॉग इन करो, शाम को 5 बजे लॉग आउट करो, talk to nobody, like really, पूरा दिन कोड करो. एंड डे के एंड में I used to realize कि अगर कुछ अच्छा किया है तो appreciation तो आया ही नहीं, बस एक कोड रन हुआ. So that is the point when I realized this value of this statement, when people say that you should not actually do things you're good at, but also do things that you enjoy doing. So maybe I was good at coding and I built that coding or that competence because थोड़ा rage था कि नहीं खुद को prove करना है, कुछ अच्छा करना है, because I didn't end up in a good place. So I did that, but I didn't really have a sense of achievement. And that is the time when I started thinking of other options. कि अगर तू इसके लिए नहीं बनी है, अगर if you're getting one of the best placements and you're still not feeling happy, then what is made for you? And this mass communication पढ़ना है या media पढ़ना है was a thought back then when I was in 11th. And I spoke to my parents कि IIT का ये all India practice test, mock test का rank अच्छा नहीं आ रहा है. Should I actually quit giving JEE and think about media, mass communication and everything? But I think it was not about finding the purpose or interest. It was about मेरे पास courage ही नहीं था उतना कि मैं JEE prep छोड़ के 11th में drop लेके फिर से आर्ट्स में एनरोल करके वापस से पढ़ती या कुछ अलग करती, because it requires a lot of courage to leave what you're doing and do something differently, because that proves that your choices are not good. And I was naive. I was 15, 16, तो तब तो क्या ही समझ आ रहा था. So I traced back and I actually realized that Rotary, Rotaract, Toastmasters, the interest, or why did I only think about media and mass communication? कुछ और क्यों नहीं सोचा?
The debates.
हाँ. तो वो जब इंजीनियरिंग के लिए प्रेप नहीं करते हैं तो तब दिमाग में ये भी आ सकता था कि लॉयर बन जाओ क्या, डॉक्टर बन जाओ क्या. Why did the media and mass communication thing come up? Because maybe I have always had an instinct of public speaking or communication. So these things actually told me कि MBA सही रहेगा. Now finally year में जब मेरे पास थोड़ा टाइम था प्लेसमेंट सीजन में, I think I had 3 to 4 months hardly to prepare for CAT. तब भी ऐसा कन्विंस नहीं थी मैं 100% कि इसी साल कैट निकालते हैं और अभी करना ही है, बट आई हैड द कन्विक्शन कि कुछ बेटर करना है इससे, डोंट वांट टू गो टू दैट जॉब. तो यू सेड कि डिडंट यू हैव एन डायलेमा कि इस जॉब में जाना चाहिए या करना चाहिए? द आंसर इज नो. आई वाज वेरी श्योर दैट इफ आई लैंड अप इन अ गुड बी स्कूल आई वुड लीव दैट जॉब एंड गो फॉर MBA, ओनली बिकॉज आई अंडरस्टूड कि वो करने में मजा तो नहीं आएगा. but I don't know that how practical it sounds. So there's a term called as opportunity cost, जो मुझे MBA में समझ आई, तब नहीं पता थी, but I actually used that logic और मुझे बाद में समझ आई कि मैंने ये calculate कर लिया है.
Okay.
So I calculated my opportunity cost while making a decision. So CAT दे दिया, फिर वही interviews वाला process आया, got a few calls. I didn't get calls from ABC LKI because I was a fresher and my academic profile is also not 999, spikes नहीं है. And also I don't come from IIT, NIT. So ऐसा नहीं था कि प्रोफाइल उनके सेगमेंट में स्टैंड आउट हो रहा है. तो I got calls from new and baby IIMs and I got calls from Goa Institute of Management for Achievers around etc. And I converted a few of them and chose IIM Visakhapatnam. Why I did that is because मुझे पता था IT जॉब में मजा नहीं आएगा. MBA करना है क्योंकि MBA के बाद फ्रंट रोल मिलेगा, कोई फ्रंट एंड रोल मिलेगा.
Something closer to communication, client.
Yeah. And also the thing about creativity that I used to write about advertisement critics. So that gave me an interest into consumer insights and advertisement, which led to interest in branding,
Marketing.
consumer, marketing, everything. तो ये mix up हो गया. So those two interested mixed. And तब मैंने सोचा कि ठीक है, अभी जो existing option है, उसमें मेरे पास ये choice बची थी कि या तो IIM विशाखापट्टनम ले लो, या तो फिर से repeat करो and try for a better college.
Yes.
Now, how did that make sense to me is, if I go to IIM Visakhapatnam this year, 2 years में, by the age of 24, I'll be an MBA, earning at least 15 lakhs का CTC, क्योंकि वो उनका average package था, तो 15-16 कमा लूँगी. 2 साल के experience के बाद, maybe I switch or grow in the corporate ladder, तो I'll earn similarly to something what a fresher जो IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta or any good B school से अगर पढ़ते हैं, तो what they earn, I'll maybe earn the same amount after 2 or 3 years. But what stands out for me here is 2 साल का IT experience, the stress about giving the exam appearing again, and the luck part कि पता नहीं इस बार वाइजैक मिल रहा है, अगली बार वो मिलेगा ही नहीं. The risk, everything, versus getting into IMV, actually getting experience in the field and domain that I really want to work on, which is relevant work-ex, earning better than I would have earned in my IT ka job, and also getting the IIM tag, because even if it is a third gen IIM or new IIM, after a few years the alumni network and everything will matter. Abhi bhi it matters, but over a few years the value will increase. तो 2 साल बाद या 3 साल बाद अगर मैं IIM अहमदाबाद जाती 2 साल का वर्क एक्स लेके, और उसके बाद 2 साल बाद कोई जॉब मिलती सेम सेक्टर में, तो जितना पैकेज का डिफरेंस आता, आई स्टिल थिंक कि आई कैन कवर अप दैट हियर व्हाइल हैविंग रेलेवेंट वर्क एक्स एंड एक्चुअली गेनिंग द एक्सपोजर एंड लर्निंग व्हाट आई एम रियली इंटरेस्टेड इन, वर्सेस रियली गोइंग टू द IT कंपनी एंड गेटिंग एन एक्सपीरियंस, गेटिंग समथिंग ऑन माय CV एंड द वर्क एक्सपीरियंस फॉर जस्ट द सेक ऑफ से 10 मार्क्स इन माय प्रोफाइल while calculating the composite score. And all of these things I converted, and मैंने सोचा कि practically what makes sense, क्या relevance है, profile कैसे बनेगी, और पैसा कितना लगेगा, ROI. तो the colleges that I'm saying pay well, they also have higher fees.
Of course.
उसका लोन भी तो भरना पड़ेगा, और वो भी 2 साल बाद. When I'll be 26, 28, तब भी मेरे पास लोन होगा. Versus I'm 24, I'll clear my loan till 27. I aim that. तो ये सारी चीजें, I mean, ये सब कुछ मैंने पेपर पे कैलकुलेट किया. आई एक्चुअली पुट इट इन नंबर्स, मैंने ROI कैलकुलेट किया. बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट मेड सेंस टू मी इज आई वुड लैंड अप इन अ प्लेस, आई वुड वर्क ऑन समथिंग, आई वुड डू समथिंग इन लाइफ इन 2 years compared to doing something that I don't like now, I might not enjoy, and then going up to place in hope of getting the relevant work ex.
Explanation that you just gave me is so mature. ये अगर पता है ये नहीं करना, why waste your time there? That's such good logic. ठीक है, मतलब I understand the monetary sense, I understand कि wait नहीं करना, but this is a very good logic कि अगर पता है ये नहीं करना, तो बस वर्क एक्स जमा करने के लिए तो नहीं करूंगी.
क्या मिलेगा वर्क एक्स जमा करके? वो 10 मार्क्स जिससे तुम्हें कॉम्पोजिट स्कोर ऐड होगा. आई एम नॉट डिस्कार्डिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस दैट पीपल ब्रिंग.
नो, नॉट एट ऑल. इट्स कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट.
नो एक्सपोजर इज वेस्ट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग उनका एक्सपोजर, उनका एक्सपीरियंस वेस्ट. व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज मे बी आई वुड नॉट एंजॉय while I'm getting that experience. Yeah, maybe I would not use that experience in doing something that
you
really
know,
want to.
you want to get there. उसके लिए काम करना ही है. जब मैं कर रही हूँ तभी भी मजा नहीं आ रहा है, तो why not give this time also to building towards जो अच्छा लगता है.
And one thing I would also want to share is that somebody who has hit rock bottom या failure once, उनके मन में ये डर भी होता है कि अगर मैंने repeat कर लिया and what if I actually don't land up to any good place, जो अभी मिल रहा है अगर वो भी नहीं मिला अगली बार तो थोड़ा ना डर भी था कि अगर अगली बार कैट दे दी या कुछ कर लिया and by anything if I land up in something which is not even as good as this, what will I do? Because I also wanted a self validation कि I am worth it, I want to do something. तो मेरे लिए वो point of time पे getting that tag and also working in an environment or for an environment was really important मेरे लिए to boost my confidence.
बिल्कुल, this is absolutely personal to you. हम आपका logic समझा रहे हैं. What was your sense? What was your decision making criteria? And it makes sense to me also. You convinced me.
Okay, so all the freshers watching this, if you think you can get to ABCL किया है और तुम्हारा conviction है तो ये आंसर सुन के अपनी conviction को change मत करना because everybody has their different answer to why MBA
and when also
and सबका डर भी same नहीं होता है तो maybe if you have the capability to take the risk and try one more time, you do it. I didn't have the courage to do that because I've had that IIT JEE wala failure and it didn't really allow me or push me to do it again. But if you have that, you might really actually end up where you want to. And if you really want to, so don't get convinced with my ideology if yours is different.
Shruti, you mentioned so many things that you did while you were doing an MBA, live projects, writing, all these kind of case competitions. So for someone who's starting their MBA or have started, what was your source of landing those projects? How did you reach out to people? And how can people, while at an MBA college, let's say not the top tier ones, and they want to really work on their profile before either their summer internship or their finals. So what helped you land those opportunities and how can they take some advice from you?
Right. So let's start from the first. So we're only talking about the opportunities I got in MBA or like in life?
If they are relevant, if the way you landed them are similar, then cover both. But majorly I want to know how did you get those live projects that you just talked about?
Right. So in MBA, first year I did live project with College Dunia, PNG and a few more. And I got these live projects through two major sources. First was PlaceCom, like the committee in your college will float it. And the second, some or the other senior had did that live project before you. And I actually spoke to them that how did you do it? या मुझे भी करना है तो कैसे कर सकते हैं? They told me to apply from the careers portal या LinkedIn. वैसे कर लिया. And then I got those opportunities.
I'm sure a lot of people in your college would be applying, but I'm sure there was something in your profile that helped you get selected, right?
Yeah.
What do you think that was?
So for PlaceCom वाला opportunity तो your resume goes, then you get shortlist. वो बिल्कुल summer internship या placement वाला process होता है जो same follow होगा. So for that did happen in IIM Visakhapatnam. If something different happens in different college, I'm not sure about. But for IIM Visakhapatnam जैसे summer internship या placements का process होता है, same happens like resume और your CV screening, then GD, PI or whatever happens. वो वाले sequence से I got the life projects. And the second through seniors was they told me how to do it. Now usme I actually customized my CV based on the responsibilities or the expectations given every single time. And I actually used to reach out to people. तो जब वो connect वाला button दबाते हो PC से, तो you can add a note.
Yeah.
So I used to customize the message request for every other opportunity that I'm reaching out to. And then I used to make sure to take a reply if I've not got any. तो feedback ले लो कभी रिमाइंडर दे दो,
फॉलो अप
कर लो. तो ये सारी चीजें थी which out of like 100 or say 50 applications 2-3 का रिप्लाई आ जाता है and I got that. For PNG वाला opportunity, it happened through network. I mentioned about connecting through various students or from the top B schools. So I connected them because I was doing a live project with College Dunia, as I mentioned. I was working for the YouTube strategy and I had the job of conducting interviews of the students of B school. So while I was reaching out to them, talking to them, conducting their interviews, after interview, हम लोग भी बात करते थे कि how is life, how are you living there, तुम क्या करते हो क्या नहीं. And that networking that I built, वो जो network उस internship के contacts के through build हुआ था, one of that person was from IIM Mumbai. Actually, was working on this PNG wala life project. And he sent me a link कि अरे you told me once that you're really interested into FMCG and marketing and everything. I applied for this, you also do.
Wow. And you did? And
yeah, I did, and then I got into that opportunity. So network, LinkedIn, reaching out to seniors, and the opportunities obviously floated by the PlaceCom. These were the major sources through which I got the projects and the opportunities that I got.
Wow. And how did freelancing and getting clients for your freelancing come in the picture?
Yeah, so I started freelancing and content creation in the second year of MBA. And freelancing projects I purely got through LinkedIn. So because I write a lot on LinkedIn and I was very active in the second year throughout. So uske wajah se a lot of people actually recognize that I'm writing. So maybe if they wanted to hire someone for copywriting or say ghostwriting, they used to reach out that you're doing it for your page or your presence. How about you also do it for us?
Wow.
And then eventually I started.
So it was usually them reaching out, and or did you also reach out to some people you want to write for?
Yeah. So initially actually it was them reaching out because I didn't know that I could actually ghostwrite for someone. And copywriting obviously I knew because it's a creative thing. Copywriting मैंने नहीं सोचा था कि मैं कर सकती हूँ या करने का मौका मिलेगा. घोस्ट राइटिंग तो पता ही नहीं था कि हो सकता है और कोई मुझे बोलेगा कि you do it for your page or your account, do it for us. So that is when one or two people reached out कि हमारे लिए भी लिख दो. Ghost writing happened. Then I thought of कि okay, that's a good earning source. So live project में महीने का 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 मिल रहा था. यहाँ पे 2x मिलने लगा, and then I stopped asking for money from my parents. I stopped borrowing not borrowing, but taking any help from the loan amount. So then I stopped asking for money or taking money from any sources, and financial independence aa gaya thoda sa while I was a college student. Then I could afford an iPhone to make better content, and I could take flights to home without asking money from papa. And this all happened while I was doing the life project पहले साल में, but तब थोड़ा कट रहता था कि पूरे महीने में 1 या 2 लाइफ प्रोजेक्ट कर सकते हो क्योंकि उतना ही टाइम है, तो 10-15 हज़ार 20 हज़ार मिल रहे हैं. फिर जब कंटेंट किया तो समझ आया कि ओके, आई कैन एक्चुअली एक्सपैंड, थोड़ा बढ़ा सकते हैं. आई कैन एक्चुअली प्रोवाइड वैल्यू एंड also get paid and build a community, a network that is useful. ये सारी चीजें ही बहुत sensible लगी. तो then eventually freelance थोड़ा बढ़ा दिया, और जितना काम मैं लाइफ प्रोजेक्ट में पहले करती थी वही सब काम मैं फिर फ्रीलांसिंग में करने लग गई. एंड देन इट ओपन्स एवेन्यूज. सो व्हेन यू स्टार्ट डूइंग अ थिंग यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट हाउ कैन यू एक्चुअली डू बेटर इन इट, एंड व्हेन यू डू समथिंग तो उसके बाद में इवेंचुअली धीरे धीरे हर स्टेप पे आगे आगे और ज्यादा डोर्स ओपन होते हुए दिखेंगे. यू वुड नॉट गेट अपॉर्चुनिटीज अंटिल यू स्टार्ट. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि इफ आई टेल यू 10 things, the 10 doors are open for you. Until and unless you don't step on the first stone, you won't see the second. Until you don't step on the second stone, you don't see the fifth stone. So step by step दिखने लग गया.
अभी fifth वाला impossible लगेगा, but once you've reached 2 or 3, कुछ तो start किया हो,
exactly,
तभी दिखेगा कि आगे यहाँ से कैसे जा सकते हैं.
So as I said कि पहले LinkedIn पे लिखा, somebody reached out for ghostwriting. So I understood कि okay, somebody can actually pay me for writing a post for them. पहले पता था लोग करते हैं, बट ये नहीं पता था कि मैं कर सकती हूँ या कोई मुझे बोलेगा कि करो. So that avenue opened. Now when I started doing it for one person, मुझे लगा I might do it for 2.
Let me reach out to a third person.
नहीं, जब 2-3 लोगों ने reach out कर लिया तो लगा कि okay, there is some value that I'm providing. कुछ तो सही कर रही हूँ जिसकी वजह से maybe people want me to do it. तो validation, confidence, but once you start doing a thing repetitively, तो एफिशिएंसी और प्रोडक्टिविटी भी बढ़ जाती है. तो इनिशियली एक पोस्ट लिखने में जितना टाइम लगता था या जो काम करने में 1 या 2 घंटे लगते थे, इवेंचुअली यू गेट प्रोफिशिएंट इन इट, और उतने टाइम में आप 2x काम करने लगते हो. तो द थिंग अबाउट फ्रीलांसिंग इज एज यू गेट एफिशिएंट यू सेव ऑन टाइम एंड यू कैन टेक मल्टीपल प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो 2x और 3x योर इनकम. तो वो अच्छा लगा. एंड प्लस कंटेंट क्रिएशन ऑल्सो एडेड ऑन, एंड देन the avenues. I actually started seeing everything.
So now that you touched the topic of money, there's something I wanted to ask you related to your finances. Yeah, we know that you're living in a tier 3 city, so I'm sure expenses come honge, but I'm sure you also have an MBA loan. So how are you managing your savings? Is the MBA loan a very big burden, and how much are you able to save post your MBA?
Okay. So the first thing that I would want to touch upon is, yes, I do have an education loan. The second thing is, because as you mentioned that I don't live in metro cities, तो मैं जयपुर में रहती हूँ अभी, and यहाँ पर expenses are comparatively lesser than I spent in Mumbai, or say you might spend in Bangalore. तो savings ज़्यादा होती है. To directly quote it, I save 100% of my salary. I mean, yeah, so the thing is कि मेरे living expense अभी कम है. Plus EMIs don't start right after you start earning. So you get around usually 1 year of time to start your
6
EMIs.
months to 1 year, yeah.
And because I'm a fresher, I don't have savings पहले से ज़्यादा. जो भी आती है content वगैरह जो मैं freelance करती हूँ उसी से. But ऐसा नहीं कि full time job पहले था उसकी savings है तो मैं भी EMI immediately start कर दूँ. So I haven't started my EMIs yet, but उसके वजह से EMIs I don't pay, and जो भी living expense है थोड़ा कम है. So what expenses do I have? What expenses do you have as a person living alone and doing a 9 to 5 corporate job?
Rent, food.
Exactly. So rent, food, travel, your own self-care expense, then basic hygiene expense, जो भी extra if you go out sometime weekend के लिए या कभी घर चले गए वगैरह सब. So everything is not a big burden for me क्योंकि मेरे expenses living in a city like Jaipur is कम compared to Mumbai, क्योंकि मैं मुंबई में रहती हूँ तो मैं compare करती हूँ. And वो सब कुछ I try to manage from everything that I earn through content creation. So I plan to not touch my salary and actually clear off the loan as soon as possible, or invest the money and
make it grow.
Make it grow. Anything but living expense में I don't include my salary. So अभी ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत salaries हो गई है एक दो, but then I have saved 100% of my salary. And
Wow.
So as I said कि पहले LinkedIn पे लिखा, somebody reached out for ghostwriting. So I understood कि okay, somebody can actually pay me for writing a post for them to do something that helps me upskill, helps somebody out there watching my content, or not just content, but I would want to touch upon more avenues like learn trading. I would want to understand how to 2x my money using investments. तो मुझे ये सब चीजें भी सीखनी है. That's upskilling and growing my money, which is again not a mainstream way of earning money. So I want to do all of that also, but not touch my salary for living expense. Okay, so now that we have touched this point of being a fresher, not having enough savings before, and doing a new corporate job and then living alone, expenses, savings, EMIs alone, tell me about you. So you have work experience,
Yes.
and you might have some savings,
Yes.
but you live in Bangalore. So obviously expenses ज़्यादा होंगे. So have you started your EMIs? How do you plan to clear off your loan? Loan कितना है?
I got your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also Bangalore में living expense. How much percentage do you think goes into living expense?
I'll try my best how to give this answer without quoting actual numbers, but okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did have good savings from my previous job, and I used that to pay 2 terms of my fees, and also
So 2 terms for like exchange. You went on to exchange. So did you use your money?
yes, yes. Also, my summer internship stipend was very good.
Okay.
Luckily, that covered almost 50 to 60% of my exchange. So include like ये सब, I'm mentioning all this because these things help me reduce my loan amount a lot.
Right.
The loan amount that I had roughly was 20 lakhs. As soon as I got my joining bonus and my first salaries, I started paying off my EMIs. Not EMIs exactly, but I started giving in lump sums for my loan.
To just clear off the interest and have only principal
because
left.
my goal is to be done with my loan in max 1.5 to 2 years.
Us pro us.
Yes, so I want to be very aggressive with my loan. I've done my calculation.
Yeah.
I know there are things like saving interest, and if I invest this, my money will grow faster in the stock market. I've done all my calculations, and given the person I am and the kind of financial freedom that I'm looking for myself, I want to be done with my loan as soon as possible.
Right.
So I'm done with 25 to 30% of my loan.
Oh, that's impressive.
And within the next 1.5 years, I want to be done with my loan. Now coming to expenses. My living expenses, including rent, food, travel, would be anywhere between 25 to 30K in Bangalore. And yeah, that's a big chunk. That's a good chunk of my salary. But
Right.
it's maybe there are levels, no? You don't necessarily have to have a good house, but I wanted that for myself. वो
Yeah.
मेरे लिए अपना self care है, having a good house, having a place where I can record.
Exactly.
So I wanted to do that investment for myself. But yeah, it's roughly between 25 to 30K. So Shruti, in this last 1.5, 2 months, whatever you've learned from your experience, do you have anything for women who are doing a sales job on the ground? How have you taken extra care of yourself? Because no matter what anyone says, as women, we have to be extra conscious,
Yeah.
either at the back of our minds or advertently. Like,
Yeah.
so what have you done? And if there's anything you would want to recommend?
Okay. Not just women working in sales or on field, I think anybody who's living or traveling solo and everything, the same things applies here. What I do is what I can share is I always make sure my phone is 100% charged before I leave my house. I carry pepper spray or something that would help me if I am in some trouble. I keep my eyes, ears open when I take a Uber or an auto or an Ola or anything. And I make sure कि जैसे ही मैं बैठ जा रही हूँ in the ride, my PIN is verified. I keep my maps on to reach the right place and everything. But one more thing additionally I've learned is be very cautious of what you speak while you're speaking on a call in public. क्योंकि you might never know कि आसपास में कौन सुन रहा है and you might leave unwanted information. Like हाँ अभी मैं यहाँ हूँ, अभी थोड़ी देर में घर जाऊँगी, सुबह यहाँ से निकली थी, और मे बी अभी आप यहाँ चले जाओ, और फिर just dictating your address to someone कि घर पे पार्सल छोड़ देना, आपको यहाँ नहीं मिल रहा है, ठीक है यहाँ से लेफ्ट ले लो, वहाँ से वहाँ चले जाओ, लैंडमार्क बता दो, वहाँ उनके पास दे दो. I've heard कि ऐसे incidences भी सुने हैं कि unwanted information that you might leave in public is harmful. So if you're traveling solo, living solo या कुछ भी, be very cautious of everything around you and cash carry करो, because not every time अगर phone dead हो जाता है, कुछ हो जाता है, you should at least have a backup to commute and everything. So carry cash. And if you talk about immune थोड़ा वैसे तो Glucon-D वाला पानी वानी रख लो and carry snacks all the time with you, because you never know what you'll require. So majorly what helps me on my sales stints or when I'm on field.
Thank you so much for being so candid and honest on this conversation, Shruti. I love talking to you. Like, you know, I have had work ex, and even then there are so many things that I have not thought so clearly like you. So thank you for bringing this side of you. Thank you for being so honest, for motivating me. And yeah, I love talking to you.
Thank you for actually making me a part of your podcast and asking me so many good questions. Some of the answers that I gave here are actually things that I might have also not realized myself. Just say the thing that I said about while doing that live project and actually realizing that subconsciously maybe I accepted doing this even before thinking of doing this. Your questions provoked me. I enjoyed answering it, and we hope you enjoyed watching this. So yeah, thank you for watching us, and thank you for inviting me. The next time you're in Jaipur, make sure we have another podcast. And if you have any more questions for us, drop them in the comments and we'll find a way to answer it.
And not just enjoyed, I hope you took something of value, either a way of thinking or something that you were bothered about, and it helped. This conversation helped you answer any of your questions. So yeah, thank you so much for watching it till the end. Drop us more questions, what kind of videos you'd want to see. And yes, if you like this, do also consider subscribing. And that's us. Bye-bye. Thank you. And if you enjoyed listening to Shruti on this podcast, I'm sure you'll also enjoy listening to her on her platforms. Just search Shruti Sonavane on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. And she posts valuable content on all these platforms. So do check her out, and I'm sure you like her because, yeah, you just heard her. She's amazing.
So yeah, thank you for being so amazing and kind to me. And thank you for watching and listening to us.